Look at the detailed geometric and floral designs across these fabric strips. If you had to draw every single one of those identical shapes by hand, pen stroke by pen stroke, it would take months to finish a single dress. Notice how the exact same shapes repeat flawlessly. To achieve this level of consistency, artists avoid drawing directly on the cloth and instead use the mass reproduction technique of printmaking to stamp identical shapes. This ability to scale a single design allows a small workshop to produce the hundreds of matching kitenge and gomesi fabrics found in Ugandan markets like Owino. The process starts with a single isolated design element, like this stylized sweet potato leaf. In textile design, this individual shape is known as a motif. A pattern is the specific arrangement created when that single motif is reproduced multiple times across a surface. While the artist must first draw a compelling motif, the technical success depends on engineering how that shape multiplies to cover the fabric. To multiply our motif, we first need to build a relief block. We can use materials as accessible as a raw sweet potato cut in half, drawing our design, like this tilapia fish, directly onto the flat surface. Next, we take a knife and carefully cut away all the blank areas surrounding the fish. This background material that we remove is the negative space. What remains is the raised design of the fish. This is the positive space, and it is left standing specifically so it catches the ink when we run a roller over the block. Printmaking requires a reverse way of thinking. You create your design by physically subtracting what you don't want, leaving only the raised surface to do the printing. There is a trap in this transfer process. If you carve a word onto your block exactly as it's spelled, the stamp will print a mirror image, leaving the result completely backward. To fix this, any design with a specific direction, especially text, must be drawn and recarved entirely backward on the master block so that it prints correctly on the fabric. Because of the reversal effect, artists test their blocks in a portfolio before printing on final fabric. The portfolio is used to run trials. You stamp on scrap paper to check ink thickness, catch smudges, and verify that directional shapes were carved correctly. This portfolio serves as a technical log, capturing the messy trials and alignment fixes that occur throughout the creative process. Once the block is ready, you have to decide how to arrange the stamps. The first placement method is repeating, where you align the motif identically to create straight, uniform rows. To break up those rows, you can use rotating, which turns the stamp each time, or overlapping, where you stamp slightly on top of previous prints to add visual density. Now consider a fourth method called an offset pattern. Think about how a brick wall is built. If this is your first row of leaves, where does the second row go? Instead of placing them directly underneath, the second row shifts down and sideways, locking into the empty negative spaces of the row above it. To make any of these patterns work, you must execute precise spacing and alignment every time you press the block down. This exact alignment is called registration. If your registration is sloppy, the rows will drift. Mathematical alignment is just as important as the quality of the carving. After carving the block and running tests in the portfolio, you begin the final execution, applying the inked relief block across yards of actual cloth. By combining a culturally relevant motif, a chosen placement style, and exact registration, you produce textile art capable of being reproduced for the market. To master this process, keep these concepts straight. The motif is a single shape. The pattern is the multiplied layout. Registration is exact alignment. Remember the 4 placement styles: repeating rows, rotating direction, overlapping for density, and offsetting to interlock. Mastering these specific constraints transforms simple materials, like a carved vegetable and a bit of ink, into a powerful tool for mass textile design.